Hello, this is Kalyan Chakravarti. Welcome back to channel Salesforce Academy. In the previous videos, we have seen what is Salesforce Platform. Also, we have seen why Salesforce Platform is called as a cloud-based CRM platform. And in the last video, we have seen how to set up the developer sandbox or developer environment so that we can use it as a playground to learn the development or administrative concept which I am going to teach you in this course. So if you haven't watched that video, I kindly recommend you to watch that video so that you can set up your developer environment and start learning the concept which I'm going to teach you now. So coming to today's video, today we are going to learn about the Salesforce Platform Basics. Before understanding the in-depth concepts of Salesforce Platform, we need to know a few basic concepts related to the Salesforce Platform. So let's start the session. So if you want to learn about the Salesforce platform, this we want to know the what is Salesforce platform. So if you see the basic definition of Salesforce platform, we can think it of like any app development platform that helps the businesses or companies to enhance or to extend their capabilities of CRM systems. They can use this CRM platform, Salesforce platform, to extend their customer relationship activities through the apps that are provided by the Salesforce. So this is the definition of the Salesforce platform. So let's understand the concept of this Salesforce platform more in depth. Okay. So in the previous slide, we have seen what is a Salesforce platform and definition. So that in the definition, if you observe, the term says app. So if you open or if you log into Salesforce, the first thing you will see is application. So if you open this Salesforce, I have logged into my developer environment. So once I log into this developer environment, what I will see here is like apps. So the sales is an app, and if you click on the app launcher, this icon is called as app launcher icon. And if you click here, what you see is the number of apps. Okay, the number of apps, all apps in the Salesforce. So in short, I can say the main building block of Salesforce platform is apps in the Salesforce, right? So that says the apps in the Salesforce platform are the main building block of Salesforce platform. Okay. Now there are two kinds of apps that are provided by, that are existing in the Salesforce. The apps that are already provided by the Salesforce and the apps that we build. Okay. The apps that we build according to our requirement are called as custom applications or custom apps. The apps that are already provided by the Salesforce are called as standard applications. So if you see here, this sales is a standard application that is provided by the Salesforce itself. And marketing, community, Salesforce Sales Console, Salesforce Chatter, these all are the apps that are provided by the Salesforce and called as standard applications. And the other app, if you see here, I have developed my own app, and this is something called as Casey Fashions. That is the name I have given to this application. This application is called as custom application. So till now, what we have seen is Salesforce is made up of different applications put together, and those applications are divided into two categories. They are standard applications and custom applications. Okay, if you see the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, etc., all the standard apps that are provided by Salesforce, and KC Fashions is a custom app that I have developed and that we can develop. Okay, so in this video, I have developed this application. So now, okay, Salesforce is made up of apps. Then what this app exactly is? Okay, what this app is and why it is useful for us or for any business in the Salesforce. We can say like a basic definition, an app is a collection of items that work together to serve a particular functionality. Okay, or a business purpose, to serve a particular business purpose. Okay, and what does app contain? Like it contains a set of objects, set of tabs, set of other items that that together function for a particular purpose. And these Salesforce applications give you your users access to these particular bundle. Okay, for example, now I have a business. Okay, Casey Fashions is my business for clothing and men's and women clothing. So if I consider this application, there are like a home page, and there is a particular page where I can see certain activities, certain components. We'll learn about this all in the upcoming videos. For now, you just consider a app can contain a pages, home page and app page, and there are tabs. Okay, these are called as tabs, and inside the tabs, what we see is objects. Okay, what we see is objects, records, fields. Okay, these all data or these all objects, home page, these app page, these all serves for a particular functionality. Okay, I mean these products information, customer information, contact person, they all are related to this Casey Fashions itself, right? And now I can have another application where the data will be different. Okay, if I have an employee, then if they log in to the Salesforce system, then they don't need to see the other information. They can see this only my business information here, and they can they can work on this information. Now, what we conclude here is this application provides a set of items that serves for a particular business functionality, and Salesforce makes sure that this application's data is not mixed with other applications' data. So, if I consider any of the other application, so and if I open this application and go to the contacts, these contacts will be of different data, and whatever I have in my contact list for Casey Fashions is of different data. So this application, like a service or sales application, serves a different purpose, different business purpose, and the application which I have developed, Casey Fashions, serves a business purpose. So there concludes this basic definition. The app is a collection of items that work together to serve a particular function. And in Lightning experience, Lightning apps gives your users or your employees, you can say, access to set of objects, tabs, and other items all in one convenient bundle in the navigation bar. Navigation bar inside. So here you can go here navigation bar. This you can navigate to any of these tabs. Okay. Now let us understand the importance of app in a Salesforce. Okay. Now you have a business. Same. Let us consider the same example. Casey Fashions. Okay. One second. So you have a business of Casey Fashion or a clothing store. Now you want to store the data related to products. I mean your employees, salary like that, employees, customers, etc. So these different data you want to store in your system. So what you do exactly if you don't know the Salesforce, you take Salesforce. Okay, you take Excel. In the Excel, you log into the you start filling the data in this way, like product name, category, color, size, price, etc. So in the Excel, if you don't know the Salesforce, in the Excel, your system administrators or your developers start filling the data, and then as the data increases, you start entering the data like hoodie 3, category hoodies, then your color, size, and the price. Okay. So this is how you start filling the data in the Excel sheets. Okay. Now this is not different for any business. For every business or every company to store the data, they need a particular software or particular place, we can call it as a database, so that they can store their data in the form of tables, like in the form of rows and columns. Now, in the same way, Salesforce provides particular tables where we can store our data. Now, those tables, if you see here, now same the data here, products, and this is a products table that I have created using Salesforce to fill my data. Now, it is in the similar way. We have rows and we have a column. Now, these particular table or the database table in the Salesforce is called as Salesforce objects. Now, these objects we can use as a database to store the information. Okay. Now, these database tables you can use to store the information, and if you combine multiple database tables and put together in one bundle, is nothing but a Salesforce application. I mean, say app, one of the app in the Salesforce. So if you open the in case fashions, here you can see there are multiple database tables for one for customer info, one for contact persons info, one for sales, okay, one for sales. So we have multiple objects, I mean I can say database tables in the Salesforce put together, where you have put it, I mean where you have the access all together, nothing but an application. Okay, so what is the main use of application? As we have seen it in its definition, it provides a set of objects. These are objects, right? Okay, so set of objects that put together can be used for particular business functionality or business purpose. So this is the one of the main reason why we have apps in the Salesforce, where we can have the where we can access or users can access different data at one single place. Okay. Now, okay, we are clear about the apps. We are clear about the objects. Okay. As we have seen, there are objects. I mean, there are standard objects. Sorry, there are standard features and custom features. Similar way, we have standard apps and custom apps, and in the same way, we have standard objects and the custom objects. So, if I open one of the application here, it's a service application, which is a standard application provided by Salesforce. In this, these accounts, contacts are not something that I have created or we can create. They are already provided by the Salesforce. Okay, these are called as standard objects. Even they look similar to custom objects. They have the data. They have the data in the form of rows and columns, and in the same way, contacts. This is also one of the database table or the data Salesforce database table called as object in the Salesforce application, one of the application say service, and even this object is not that we created. Okay, we can store any of the data here, but we did not create this standard object. Okay, now okay, Salesforce provides standard objects. Can we create the custom object? Yes, why not? Because if we see the application which I have created here, these products, this contact person info, customer info, sales info, these all objects are created by me. I mean, so here also we can store the data. So again, we conclude that database tables are nothing but in Salesforce called as objects. Okay, and these objects can be of two kinds: standard and custom. Okay, standard objects are, for example, accounts and contacts. custom objects, as we have seen, products. Now let's talk about the data which we store in the these database tables or objects. So if you see here, we have rows, okay, rows of data, okay, one row, two rows, three, four, like this. There are number of rows of data, and in this we have product name, category, color as the columns. Okay, now these columns, or we can say column headings, called as fields in the Salesforce. These are fields in the Salesforce objects. So every object can have multiple fields that we can create these fields, because these products is the object which I have created, and in that object I have created the custom fields like product name, category, color, size, price, etc. So these are the fields that I have developed in this object. Now these fields can be created in the standard objects as well. Not only in the custom objects like product that I can create the fields, we can also create a fields in the standard objects as well. That we will come to know while we deal with the special class on these fields. Okay. Now, for now, let us only come to know. Let us only learn that these column headings are called as fields in the Salesforce object. Now, this data, which is in the form of rows, each row is called one record in the Salesforce. So this shed 1, shed blue, this is a one record, and this is another record. So these all put together, it's called as records in the Salesforce object. Okay, you can say Salesforce object, or in the Salesforce we call this as a record. Record is one set of data. A record is nothing but one set of data or one row of data. Okay, and so here we can say that data is in the form of records in the Salesforce, and fields are nothing but the column headings. Okay, data, each row is called as record, or one set of data is called as record, and column is nothing but a field. One field is not you can see it as a one column. One column is you can see it as a one field in the Salesforce object. Okay. Now, when these are put together, these fields, these records will come under one object, and number of objects put together come under one application in the Salesforce, and number of applications in the Salesforce forms the Salesforce platform. Okay, that's it. So Salesforce platform, then in the Salesforce platform we have the applications, and in the applications we have the different objects or tabs or pages, and in each object we have different fields and records, the data. Okay, so by this we conclude that main building block of Salesforce application is the apps in the Salesforce itself. Okay, and here we can just have a note on this. Okay, a database table in the Salesforce is nothing but an object, and a row in a table in the Salesforce is nothing but a record, and a column or column heading in a table is nothing but a field in the Salesforce. Okay, fields in the Salesforce. Hi, by here we will end up this session, and in the next video we will see the way we can create these objects in the Salesforce. That will be like a practical class. This is like a theoretical class. Okay, until then you keep remembering of these points. Okay, an app in a Salesforce is a set of objects, fields, and other functionality that supports a business process. You can see which app you are using and switch between the apps using the app launcher. Okay, this is the point number one that you have to remember in entire this session. Now, the second point, objects are the tables in the Salesforce database that store a particular kind of information. There are standard objects like accounts and contacts, and custom objects like property object or that we haven't seen, but you for our consideration in the KC fashion we have seen product object. Okay. Now, the third thing is records. Records are rows in object database tables. Records are the actual data associated with an object. Okay. Next, the final thing is fields. Fields are columns in object database tables. Both standard and custom objects have fields. Okay. So by this we will conclude this video, and in the next video we will see the practical way we can create the database tables. Those are like objects in the Salesforce, and how we can create. We learn how we can create the fields in this object. Also, we will see the way to create records or way to store the data in this records, I mean, in the form of records in this Salesforce objects. Okay, keep watching and please like, share, and comment if you like this video. Thank you.